You are welcome to the Premier Top 4 Podcast. The Premier Top 4 Podcast. Today we have some exciting matches to discuss. We have the Chelsea versus Tottenham match, the Aston Villa versus Manchester United, and the Liverpool match as well, and then the annoying Arsenal match as well. As a Chelsea fan, the Arsenal matches are getting on my nerves. They keep winning, and it's so annoying. And Liverpool is slowly leading the league as well. So we will dive into all those matches for this game week, and stay tuned. Don't miss out on anything at all because it's going to be exciting. So I have a United fan and a Chelsea fan. So United fan, what is your name? Introduce yourself to the fans. But those who are returning subscribers, they know you already. But just introduce yourself in case there's a new person that is watching us now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Premier 4 Podcast. My name is Michael, Manchester United fan, and we'll be giving some FA insights from time to time. All right? Stay tuned.
Okay, the Chelsea fan.
Yeah, welcome to Premier Podcast, guys. I'm Owusu, and of course, I'll be giving you more of the fanatic vibes. It's always us. We don't have any FA knowledge, so it's just the banter.
Okay, and as always, I am Chris, your host. I'm a Chelsea fan as well, but I try to be as unbiased as possible, but it doesn't always work out like that anyway. So, as a Chelsea fan, as I said, we are starting with the Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest match. The Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest match. It ended some few, minutes ago, and it was a very. The first half was boring actually. The first half was boring because Cole Palmer was quiet for some reason. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. But the second, I think about 10 minutes to the end of this first half, things started kicking off, and then the second half was just crazy. It had everything that you want in a football match. It had everything. So Owusu, from your point of view, just 30 seconds. How did you see the entire match? You can rant and say whatever you want. You have 30 seconds for that.
Well, it wasn't a very nice game for me. Getting to the end of the match, I thought we were supposed to win with Nottingham Forest being a man down. We were supposed to control the game because for our past 2 3 games, we've been very fluid in attack, but just these few minutes when we had to kill the game, we were so slow and sluggish, losing 50-50 balls. The ones we recovered to, we lost them anyhow. So it wasn't a very good thing, but it's good that we got a draw. Looking at them coming last year and getting away from there, I think it's a good thing. On a good note, yeah.
Okay, Michael, just 30 seconds. How do you see the
Yeah,
match?
yeah. Looking at that game, I would say, the problem with football these days is that we still look at names based on what they are on paper with Nottingham Forest. But if you check out their form this season, they've been a very difficult side. They've been a difficult side, and the display that they put in today also showed that what they are trying to do, what they actually try to do, building a very deep block in defense, a compact midfield, less than about 10 yards from the defense, and trying to play on the counter. So basically, I would say Chelsea played a very tough opponent for this season, as in based on the current form that they are. So, and if we go more into the insights, you will see that also the goalkeeper was like on his best day today. So probably why Chelsea did not get the result.
Okay, so in a one sentence, Osu, how do you describe the match in one sentence?
Well, that's a difficult one, but it was an amazing game. Yeah, the last few minutes were very nice. So.
Okay, so Michael.
I would have disagreed. I was thinking also disappointing result. Well, as an opponent, it's a disappointing result considering that you are looking to win the league. Whatever it is, it's a disappointing result. Well, I don't want to even go to my club, but for the starting
Don't
of
don't
No,
Chelsea
so
and
don't
what you are
so,
playing.
so
don't
Michael,
It's a
don't begin with
disappointing
us winning
result.
league. Don't try to force this thing on us.
It's a
Don't
yes.
don't.
disappointing
So
result.
Michael,
Take it.
it's okay, guys.
Our coach has said it that we are
Let me
not ready.
moderate this. It's okay. So
I
Michael,
thought you
from a
said we should
United
banter.
point of
It's a
view,
disappointing result for the fans.
Michael.
Chelsea fans, very disappointing.
Okay. So if you are also watching us or listening to us, write your one sentence review in the comment section for us. Let us know how you saw that match, the Nottingham versus Chelsea match, the one sentence review. Okay. So let's dive right into it. Let's go to the nitty gritties of the match. So it looks like Palmer is a human after all. Like the first half, the Nottingham was able to nullify him in the first half. Michael, how did you see the first half display of Palmer?
So this is not a Parma issue. It's basically the structure of Nottingham Forest. So Parma is just one player. Chelsea is a team. So the structure Nottingham has been playing this season, even up to today's game, has been a deep block with the midfielder compact with the defense. So such team will be difficult to break. Also, footballers have been complaining all over the world, the top guys, that the midweek games are impacting on the performance of the team. And being that there are some games like the Europe where Palmer is not participating, he may not have to play. Try understanding we not be consistent because those games he doesn't play, it may affect the blend of the team. But over time, you can see that in the second half, probably he understood the opponent, he understood their weaknesses, and he woke or he came back to life. So basically, I don't think it's a permanent problem.
Okay, so Osu, first half Palmer, just first half.
Yeah, it was just a passive display by him, and like Michael was saying, it's not too much of a Palmer situation. It was how the Nottingham were set up. They actually made a lot of our players dysfunctional, especially Palmer and Jackson. First half we couldn't see Jackson. He was dropping in deep to get some few touches. Even he was trying so hard to just work himself through it, but it wasn't working. So it's not really a bad day. He got an assist though. So first half, not too much to say. It was good.
Okay. So from my point of view as well, they made sure that the middle of the pack, the balls were not coming there. Because if you analyze the first half very well, you could see that the Chelsea player with the most touches in terms of our attack, not the defense, was Sancho on the wings, and then Madueke as well. It's like they kept pushing us to the wings because they knew that our danger men were in the middle of the pack. So they made sure that the middle was blocked. They blocked the middle and then allowed us to just go to the wings and then make our crosses. And they know they have the men to deal with the crosses and all that. So because of that, Palmer was basically supposed to be in the middle. Therefore, if he wanted to get a touch, he had to go to the wings as well, where they knew that he's not going to be very impactful. He's not going to do much there anyway. He will have to rather pass to someone else if he wants to score. So I think that's what I think this season they've been very, very good with that. Their defensive display has been good. Okay, so let's move on. So after the first half, I think even the first shot on target for Chelsea came in the 41st minute. That is how, and as I've been saying, they were so good tactically that the player that you would not expect to get the first shot on target for Chelsea was Enzo Fernandez, who they knew if he is the one getting the chances, the likelihood of he scoring is very low. So I think the Nuno Espirito Santo is just that guy is just tactically good defensively, not in the attacking phase. So let's move on. Let's move on to the second half. The second half, that's where all the drama, all the everything happened. So in the second half, um, let's discuss that. Owusu, in the second half, how would you describe the second half?
Well, in a second half, when you have Chelsea scoring most goals in the Premier League before the weekend started with all the other games. Chelsea was the one scoring more goals, and This defensively, I think Nottingham was second to Liverpool. So going into this game was going to be, it was like the best attack against the best defense. So we wouldn't know what we're going to expect. Whether the other team was going to keep the other one out or the other one was going to outscore the other one. So the first half was boring. Then we moved to the second half where after the coaches talked to their players, they knew what they wanted. They've seen how all the other teams have organized and all of that. So they went straight into it and then things started clicking. Now people started shooting, chances were being created and all of that. So yeah, the second half was really how the game was. And it was a good thing that we saw our players hitting it. Although we've made some bad decisions, so as them, it was a good goal from Noni Madueke. He had tried that for like the past 2 or 3, 4 matches. He wasn't getting the goal, and right now he realized the left was very good, so he went out with the left foot and he got the goal. So I think for my bit of the second half, that's it. Not so much to say because they were tactically defensive and they did very well to keep us out. And I thought when Morgan Gibbs White was out, we were going to have like the like less chances being created by them. But it was like no, this Nico Williams guy kept finding himself in the pockets of spaces and was receiving dangerous balls. And he shot twice at the end of the game, and all of those shots were on target. The one that the first one that Sanchez saved was a very good save because that one would have won the match for them, and Sanchez did very well. So I think credit to all of the players. They did their job defensively, and it hurts me to know that Cucurella will not be starting against them, will not be playing against Liverpool after the international break.
You
So
get there. You get there.
that's
Relax.
it for me.
Okay.
Really
Okay.
hurts me.
So just to put some perspective to what Owusu was saying, the statistics are here. Possession wise, Chelsea had 67%, and then we had 22 shots as against their 16 shots. That is where I have a problem with Chelsea. So I'll talk about that. And then we had 8 shots on target, and then Nottingham Forest, who had 33%, had 9 shots on target. So they had a likelihood of scoring more than even Chelsea, even though they had less possession. And the other statistics, which normally I don't see them as the yellow cards, the red cards, all those things, I don't see them as very relevant. But then the possession and then the shots on target. Um, Coach, you are a neutral. Aren't you surprised that they had more shot on target than Chelsea?
Well, if you follow from the beginning, I said because of the structure of Nottingham Forest, the defensive block is compact and they have fast wingers, so they are a attacking side. So what happens is that go attacking, they are more likely to get more shots on target. Maybe not as efficient or effective to hurt the opponent, but when on the counter attack, they will be more likely to get those chances because it will be probably like a 3-on-2, 3v2, 2v2. A few times it was 4v2 because of the people coming from the flanks. So having those attempts and also if you notice, they are good with set pieces. They have like the taller defenders, and all those stuff. So when they win those first knockdowns and all that, and those easy, the one we may term easy saves, they will be counted as shots on target. So there you have it. So, but not really like enough to threaten the opponent.
Okay, Usu, the statistics that I gave out, are you surprised?
I'm not so surprised. That's why I was telling Michael that he shouldn't say a bit like I'm when we were saying that I should be saying that I was disappointed and that we are league contenders. Enzo Maresca has said that if you want to look at Chelsea as a league contender, let's consider Liverpool, let's consider Arsenal and Man City. These are teams that are scoring and are also conceding less goals. You get it. You have Liverpool in 6 or 7 games, they've conceded just two. It's amazing. Chelsea is scoring more, but also allowing more goals in. This is not how you win a league. You get it. So if you want to say that because Chelsea is scoring more, we want to win league, then I don't really agree with you because Enzo Maresca has said that we cannot win league with this porous defense, which is something they are still working on. With the stats, well, they are very hard. They are very energetic, strong guys, strong players, and they know we had the quality players, the more quality players. So what they are going to use is their power, their strength, and their energy against us. So every chance they got, it was just running straight at our goal. And defensively, like we've been saying for the past few weeks, we don't look really organized. We've done well as compared to last season. We've done well, but those in runs and um, those attacking phases, we kept handling them, but they also kept coming at us. So if they are having 9 shots on target, it's not really surprising because, like I said early on, Nico Williams came from the bench and had 2 shots on targets. This is weird, right? So it's not really surprising what the stats are saying. But if we had won the game, then fair enough. But that's it.
Okay, so as we are talking about the defense of Chelsea, there's one player that is standing out in our defense, Levi Cole. I knew that certain Chelsea fans, because he's an academy player, they loved him last season. They were raving about him when it was, as in the season before last season, he was playing for Brighton. They were like, let's bring him and all that. For me, I wasn't really impressed with him and all that. But this season, he has been so phenomenal. It's like, do you remember the crucial block that he made? Owusu, talk about that.
I remember that very, very well. That shot was supposed to be a goal. I remember the players going to him to give him thumbs up. When he blocked that, the only thing that came to my mind was Cahill, John Terry. Like those deadly blocks. They'll just throw their body in space and just get a shot out. That ball was supposed to be a goal. How he managed to get the block, man, is so special. And we have to be thankful that in the end, when we were negotiating him coming to Chelsea, he was talking about game time. At the time, we had players that we didn't know if he would fit in, but with hard work and determination, he has proven his point and he's earned a place in the team. So I think going forward, he's going to help us. If these kind of blocks keep coming, then we just have a John Terry reincarnated in Levi Colwill.
Okay, so Michael, from a United fans, not a coach's perspective, but from a United fan, how do you see Cole?
Well, see, the guy was just doing his defensive block. Today I'm not going to be nice. So that's those kind of situations are what make great defenders. Yeah, but what else could they have done to look at the ball going to the post? I will be very critical. We've had great blocks like that from other defenders. So when you talk about the John Terry likes, the Guehi likes, that is what has made them great. So if he wants to register his name among such greatness, he has to put up those efforts and performance
Also, you can counter.
week in,
Also, you can counter.
week
Let
in,
me let
week
me
out.
come in.
Week in, week out. So he's still
you
upcoming
know,
and fine. I know you guys
yeah,
are
it's
praising
it's
him,
it's a
but he's still upcoming.
I get you. I understand. That's his defensive duty, right? But we've seen players. Should I mention names? We've seen Badiashile just stand there and watch players go by him and just score easy goals. So this is a player that is coming out. We saw people were chastising Chaloba for the goal that they considered against Liverpool, the one Jota scored, right? He just stood there like he was so sluggish in attacking the ball. And out from nowhere, Jota pounced on the ball and it was a goal. This is some of the things we talk about, those kind of defenders. John Terry K will not look at you and just run at him like that. They are aware of their spaces around them, people that they think or they are anticipating might come in and crashing on them. So they are always there to defend the team. But you have Cahill giving you such a very good block. Man, you have Levi Koru giving you such a very good block. You should give thumbs up to them because we've seen Badiashile in that same position not once, not twice, several times. He gets beaten and he just stands like he's clueless. He doesn't know what he's doing. If you are always caught unaware as a defender, it's a problem. So if he has that instinctive awareness, my brother, then It's a thumbs up to him. I know you wish you had defenders that were doing same, but unfortunately, I can't say same for you, my brother.
I don't want
Okay,
you to
so
say anything from
dwelling on the
here. They
Chelsea,
are all they
Michael,
are all very unserious
Michael, let me come in.
defenders. People that want to win trophies put their blood on the line. That is why I've said he's doing his defensive tax, and that's that. Let him do it week in, week out, and let's come back to this podcast to talk about Colwill every time. Then we'll know he's going places. Till then,
We sure, I'm telling you, we sure will.
Okay, so as we are talking about the Chelsea defense, let's talk about his counterpart, Fofana. Guys, I am getting tired of this guy. Look, look, I gave him time because if you realize this podcast so far, we've not mentioned Fofana. But it's because I understand he's been out for a year. And I'm not a footballer, but I understand that it would take time. And then for me, I think there are other competent replacements for him in the same team that we could be giving him maybe time to be able to be full ready, like in the sharpness and all that. Because the mistakes are just too much for me. Like every match, he's going to make at least one mistake. Every single match that we have played so far. I'm just tired, guys.
does that make him a bad defender? I'll throw that question to you.
No,
Does that make him
it
a bad
doesn't.
defender?
It doesn't. It doesn't make him a bad defender, but I get it. I get it. The point of view of Chris. Look, like this game that we play is a very tight knit game, right? If everybody is very compact at the back, we are trying to protect the game because we are not scoring. You shouldn't allow in goals. If you are scoring, you're allowing goals. It's allowed. Like you're winning 4-0, 3-0, and you're allowing a goal, then that's fine. But when it's end to end, it's very tight, and then you commit a silly mistake that will get your team down. Mind you, we've not had enough shots on target in the first half. It was only Enzo's. So if you keep committing the same mistakes that you committed when we were scoring 4-0 or 4-2 or 6-2 in this particular game, then your performance should be looked at. Your game should be looked at. And for Chris, I'll tell you, just keep calm. It's just 6-7 games into the season. We are still on it, okay? Very soon, some of the players will just settle in. Tosin is proving to be one of the formidable defenders that we have. And we have people also coming from the back. So just relax. I think they are giving him time. The same way they give some people time, they are not performing. It will get to that point where Fofana has to be benched. I was talking about how he commits silly fouls in games. If a player beats you in your own penalty area, just leave them to go. Because there are chances there's a player coming behind you. They might just tackle him. The keeper could save or do anything. He can even miss. But this guy will just silly drag the player's shirt or just stretch out his leg and then the player will fall. I talked about the Bournemouth game. The attacker was very inexperienced. He could have fallen easily and that would have been a penalty. But he was bent on scoring, so he just went away with the ball. And he keeps doing it game after game after game, week in, week out. I think his time will come. Enzo Maresca will definitely address it. And if he sees no improvement in him, he will just be shown the bench and the next available player will come in. So for that one, it's just a
Okay.
matter of time.
Okay, so Michael, you maybe were a United fan, so you look. Why the reason why we are frustrated is that because of these silly tackles, he's missing the Liverpool match. You see, and these are not yellow cards that we knew that he had to make those tackles, he had to do this to get them. It was for instance, the red card that what was the player? His name, the
Ward
player who had the
Prowse.
red card today,
World Prowse.
what Prowse had. It is something that as a fan, if I'm a
Those are the
fan of that
tactical
team, I
fouls we
understand.
talk.
I understand because he had to touch the ball, even though it was power. It was why am I missing names today? Even though it was Jackson who could have easily gone there and squandered the ball, but he didn't want to take the chance and he sacrificed himself for the team. Every fan will understand, but not when you are. Oh my goodness, I'm just getting
Yeah,
tired
so
of this
I
guy.
understand where you are
Seriously.
coming from. When Owusu was speaking, I was happy with the way he closed it because of giving time. There are a lot of tournaments in this calendar. Except you guys keep getting knocked out of some of the, you will need every player. However, while Owusu was speaking, I was saying, but Maresca is experienced enough to know why he keeps putting him in the game. So I'm talking as a coach now. There are some things you see in a player. During my time as been playing football, there are some times where I have a knock and the coach is like, you know what, that your half leg is better than this guy that is on the bench. And but the fans are like, can you not see that guy is limping? Let him get out, replace him. So the point I'm just saying is, as a coach too, there are some things you see. And when you talk about fouling, there are some risk that is calculated and there are some risk that is not calculated. So I'm sorry, I will just draw Man U into this place, for example. Week in, week out, we're talking about, I would prefer we get a left back from the academy that we play 3, 4, 5 matches and is getting confident, blending with the team, a left footer, and take it up from there than Dalot. Now, why am I giving this example? Dalot is no good with defending. His tackles are late, either causing penalties or unnecessarily free kicks. Like we saying, maybe even putting himself on cards and make him less effective. So with Fofana, with players, sometimes they make this risk based on their own discretion. That is their style. It's not a coach cannot direct how he will kick the ball or how he's going to foul or whether he's going to tug the jersey. I give you another example of another Man player that can cause unnecessary foul is Maguire. Today, what was the essence of swinging your hand out? Even in corners, he's always pushing players, pulling jerseys, hugging people. Like all those things are too obvious, but in the end, you see that is his style. In fact, in England, it has favored them because he's always holding players and he doesn't come against them. But in the club side, in the Premier League, it will not work because an Italian referee may let that go, but a Premier League referee will not let that go. And the same thing too for Fofana playing for France. He may get away with all those, but coming to the club, it looks like he's not doing the right thing. So what I think you will need as a Chelsea player is probably the motivation from the on the field captain and his players to say, you know what, if they beat you, I'm there. That was like the Kante effect. We're talking about the John Terry time. Even John Terry as a central man knows that if something happens, it's like Kante is somewhere looking around. He's somewhere. So that's football. It's a
You know,
kindness.
that's the problem now. Is we don't have like that sort of leader in the back now. And all the players he is playing with, he has been in the team older than them, with the exception of Colwill, who is just a youngster. But you being a young boy, and I'm in the Premier League for like say 4 or 5 years already, and you just came out from the academy and we're just trying you. You can't come and impose your authority on me. And even with that, he is even older than Colwill. You get it? So now who is going to control who? That is where the thing is. The leadership and the authority in the back. I think that is where the problem is coming from. Because if it was to be Thiago Silva, he would have gone to him and told him, my friend, this tackle, don't do it again. This one do this one do that. But we don't have such a person. So I think it should come from, I don't think Caicedo as a captain will even think about all of those things. It should come from the coach.
Okay, guys. So let's talk about Forest, their first goal by Chris Wood. That free kick, I was so annoyed. I was actually screaming on my television, shouting on Madueke to go back, tackle the guy, because I realized that at the far end of our defense, they all aggregated themselves at the back, at the end of it, that high line that we created. And then for some reason, Madueke decided not to follow the defender anymore. So if you watch it again, you realize that they all moved, and he was the only one left standing there. I don't know why you were part of the defense in that moment and you decided not to run with them. So now he was left with only Gusto, who was trying to, tackle the defender, which was just too late. And then he passed the ball to Chris Wood, who scored. Um, I don't know. Is it a tactical mistake or the goal just had to happen? Anyone can speak.
Oh, I think as for the goal, it was I won't say it was well calculated, but you could see it was something that they had tried. Play the ball to the far side, just flick it on and just somebody touch it because it's very confusing. So the problem you have with attackers defending set pieces is one of what happened. This is different from what Kyle Walker did against Arsenal and Gabriel got the goal. This is an attacker just tackling another attacker or defender. You get it? So in that particular moment, with the way the ball was swinging from left to right, he might have got entangled in the moment. It was like, come on, this ball is not even going to the post. So let me just stay put. And then the player that he was supposed to tackle that he left, eventually got the goal. So it's something that just happened, and it's something that they've practiced, but not to say it was something that was very tactical, or because somebody slept on their job and the goal had to come anyways.
And to think that we have a set piece coach who is teaching these guys.
Like, if you
I
notice,
don't even
only
get
the
these
small
guys.
teams kind of have self piece coaches. I don't know why. Maybe because the bigger teams feel like, oh, these guys have some kind of experience.
Oh,
But
we actually do. Chelsea do.
oh
Chelsea do.
well,
Michael, just to yeah, Chelsea do. We have a set piece coach. We brought him from Brentford. Yeah.
okay, okay, that's fine. But to add to what Owusu said at the closing stage, somebody slept on his job. Yeah, and I will tell you why. With some of these set pieces, it's a collective effort. So you were talking about um Ja- uh, Madueke now, about the free kick. I'm looking at that free kick. I'm looking at that free kick now, and there's Malo Gusto, and he has three Nottingham players around him. He has three Nottingham players around him. Now that also has distracted the high line because at the pause to check if the players were offside, Malo Gusto has gone with, because that's a moment of confusion. There's a runner in front of you, there's a runner behind you, there's a runner on you, and you are just one person. So it's for Nottingham, it's a calculated game because they were going for the far post, which for an opponent they think is a zero risk. But like you've rightly said, with the knockdown is risky because if even if there's no player, if not properly done, it can even lead to an own goal. So this is the strategy. So what should have happened is Gusto should either be calling his players for help, you know at least during that period, you can, because it was outside the box, they can be a little tugging, there may be another free kick or something, but allowing that run and the knockdown, if you notice, at the point of the knockdown and the goal, it was three Nottingham players to two Chelsea players. All the players were in front of the goalpost and the ball was not in that direction. So it's a risky, so it has to do with communication. So even if you're talking about set piece coaches, as a Chelsea team going to the other side, the opponent's half, you also have to come with a strategy. Strategy maybe in terms of height, in terms of techniques, and all those small um, 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 training ground stuff that you want to implement on the pitch. So, well, the unfortunate goal, but I would not blame any player. It was just Nottingham Forest executing their stuff perfectly, and Chelsea, the team of Chelsea, sleeping on the defense.
So then let's blame the set piece coach. It's his fault. He's taking money for these days. Because last season we considered a lot of set pieces. That is why we actually hired him. People don't know that. We Chelsea fans know how many set pieces and corners that we considered last season. It was outrageous. That is why we brought you in. And the setup was wrong. That's from the beginning. But I think and people are not seeing that from the beginning they were not outnumbered at that side. But when the transition came and they were moving, that's when he stayed and then he was left with only Gusto. It's okay. Let me just move on because I was so pissed.
No,
Let
as
me
much
move
as you are
on.
saying, I was trying
Okay.
to correct something. The set piece coach is in attacking and not in defending. I think there's a misunderstanding there.
Oh, no, it's actually in defending. Do you know why I'm saying it's in defending as well?
I'm telling you as a
When
coach.
our last match, look, our last match, there was a set piece, a corner. And then Enzo Maresca turned to the set piece coach that are they actually standing well? Because from his point of view as a coach, no, he's not a specialist. He felt like there was something wrong. And then the set piece coach stood up, issued some instructions, and then told the coach that everything is all right now. Yeah, so they do all that, all the drills are part. So these days it's like I don't know if you know Rahman Osman, the Ghanaian, he's now covering Chelsea. You have to follow him. He's covering Chelsea. He sits behind the coaches and he gives insight on whatever they were saying and what is happening in the coaches box. It is very, very helpful. So you have to follow him. A Ghanaian, he was once at City, but he's now in UK now. He's
Yeah,
reporting
I
for
think
the
I follow him, but
yeah,
I've not really engaged his tweets.
yeah. His tweets are very, very insightful. So it will help. Okay, guys. Some few prop for our Ghanaian journalists. Okay, so let's look at our goal. Our goal by Madueke. Once again, Kopama assist once again. Coach, how do you see that goal?
Clearly, it's good that he scored. Even the commentary said, oh, he has been looking for this goal and it has finally come. So clearly it has come, because if you look at the last few games, even on this podcast, we complain about him being stingy, not passing the ball at the right time, not connecting with the team. In fact, before the goal, I was watching, I'm like, it's crowded. There's a free player in front. Why not drop? That is an easy pass. But he scored. If he missed, then we would have been going back to, he should have just dropped the ball. That's an easy pass. That's an easy goal. So, but good kudos to him. As a footballer, sometimes you need some of those opportunities to, boost your confidence, and so that you come out in the next game and give your best. So I keep it at that.
Okay, so on Madueke, someone tweeted something that whenever I'm watching him, it rings in my head. The person said that the day Madueke will understand that he's not on Palmer's level, he'll become a very great player. Do you guys understand this tweet?
It's true. It's true. Madueke is creating some sort of notion that he wants to rub shoulders with Palmer. We don't want to like finally give that in, but let's from how he's behaving. It didn't start. People should be mindful of how they criticize us, okay? Because this thing started from last year. There was a penalty incident, and then there was a scuffle. Jackson wanted to take it. He wanted to take it, and we all knew that it was Cole Palmer who was taking Chelsea's penalties, right? And that is where he started from. So when all of these things are happening and you clearly find Cole Palmer in space and you can easily give him the ball for him to at least locate somebody or shoot, because he was in a better place to shoot. And you go ahead to shoot not once, not twice, not in just one game or two games. It keeps happening repeatedly. Then you have people coming on you, because we need to win games and your selfishness alone cannot win us the games. Sometimes you have to be selfish. And I think that there's a distinction between what he thinks is right and what we think is right. When I was watching a game, the commentator said that he has struggled with his decision making. Where he has to pass, he shoots. Where he has to shoot, he passes. So that is what is left for him. He's a very good player. The way he's taking players on, I'm so much glad, because those I think I saw his tweet with the pass break the breaking of lines with his dribbles and all of that, the pre-assist thing. It's a very good thing. But when you are closer to goal and you have a best option of passing to your teammate to score, that is it. If mind you, this player under Pep won't thrive, because Pep does not like these kind of selfish behaviors. When you do it once, you do it twice, it should stop there. There was a game when he was at Barcelona. Thierry Henry got the ball when his other players, his teammates were in space. He was supposed to pass to them. He ran with the ball and scored. And right after he scored, he was substituted. And the thing was, this is now how you play with your team. If you had missed that ball, you would have suffocated the whole team. So come and sit down. This is a player that scored, though, but at the end, he was still substituted. So he should be mindful that Enzo Maresca was part of Pep's team. He was trained by Pep. So he has that feature or characteristic in him. So if you keep doing that and you don't get the results, he has to take a very bold decision to bench you some of these games, or your game time will be reduced. So we are happy with him, but he should be very careful with his decision making, and he should continue doing what he does best.
Okay, guys, so let's move right into the next segment, the Ten Hag boys, with the Aston Villa versus Manchester United. And everyone knows that we all love Ten Hag. Don't you love him, Oyusu? Don't you want him to stay?
We love him so much. We want Ten
He's
Hag
the
to
best thing that has happened to United. He's the
ever,
best. Look, that
ever,
guy, he's a tactical brain. We are going
ever
to
since
talk
Mourinho.
about his tactical, draw that he was able to get. That guy is so good. He's so good. We love him.
Eras come to an end. We heard that
Yes.
very well.
And he's a philosopher too. You see, oh my goodness. Let's talk about Ten Hag. So his
Yeah,
one of his tactical thing that I want us to talk about is that he's a tactical genius. He made some two changes in the back. He brought in Maguire and Johnny Evans, and he substituted his money signings, his two center backs that he was using at Ajax. But he was so tactical, he could see the future that he brought these two guys in. Coach, how did you see those changes that he made?
I know all these things you are saying. Please, Manchester United fans on this podcast, that's the host trying to banter us. So we take that from you. Those were not tactical. They were not tactical in any way. If you look at the first half, we were packing cards like we own them. We're almost getting to the Chelsea record, but at the second half, I can see that the referee decided to take a chill pill there. So it was first the lineup is also on the back of rotation. So if you look at the lineup, it's also on the back of rotation. Some people getting game time. Even from time to time, ETH will still tell you that the elite is not yet informed, so his time needs to be monitored so that he doesn't get injured. They are trying to manage his injury. And so that is just what is happening. But with the defense, I also notice what he has also tried to do there is, because we are getting more of the we are taking possession of the game especially in the second half. He had to play those central defenders so that the wing backs can go higher, which is not a bad idea. But clearly, I would say for me, it was more towards the line of caution than actually a tactical decision, because this season we've seen situation where we are expecting attackers to come into the game, and you see Maguire is warming up or Lindelof is warming up, and and all that stuff. So like clearly, whatever you may call it tactical genius, but we know where you are going to. Is just being is trying to be careful. And don't forget that a loss today would have confirmed his sack. Not like it's clear, but so he rather has gone with a draw to save his head and say, okay, even if I go, it's not because we lost to Aston Villa. So basically, he was just trying to secure his job. Nothing tactical to the game.
Okay, also, you see, he's a United fan, so he's denying the fact that he was a tactical genius. Because also, let's talk about this. Do you know the man of the match?
Martinez Romero.
It was
Martinez.
John Evans.
Johnny
John Evans
Evans.
won the man of the match.
Yes.
Oh,
John
really?
Evans. Yes. Tactical genius. You see, this
No.
guy has to stay. We love him. He has to stay.
Can you
Tactical
imagine
genius.
that? Johnny
See?
Evans.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes. You see, he brought him in for a high profile game, knowing that he was going to be the man of the match. Also, let's talk about Ten Hag. We love him. Let's talk about him.
My friend. You see, when we talk about eras coming to an end, you should know. You should know. But John Evans, we know John Evans from, should I say, the Van der Sar days. He's been in the team for a very long time. And from all these years, we've seen the late Maguire, we've seen Lisandro Martinez, and then all of a sudden, John Evans is back. It should tell you why the coach selected him today. Man United 14th in the league, negative goal difference.
Please
Only
don't
the
mention
only
that
team
again.
they've
Don't mention my
outscored, the
position
only
on the
team
table.
they've outscored is
Please don't
Southampton.
mention my position on the table.
No West Stallion, opening team. The coach, looking at all these young boys messing up with this start pattern, decided, oh no, let me bring in experience. And today, experience won man of the match for him. Who is more tactical than this man? Which coach again? Because he knew if he had lost, it would have been on his head. So he tried, he just found a way around the game and drew. And Man United, you should be happy because you went away to Aston Villa. And they are on form. When you look at the first
Also, let me sprinkle some salt in. This is a team that has won Bayern Munich, and what were United expecting? And look, let me give you another statistics. In the
yeah,
first half, they prevented Aston Villa from getting even one shot on target. Nothing.
tactical genius.
Oh my god! If it was Arteta, they would say that, oh, dark art, the king,
Yeah,
because it's
Harambo and all of
Ten
that.
Hag. No. He's a very good coach.
He
We
did
have to
well.
promote this side of the pod. Everyone has to know
Yeah.
that this guy has to stay. Ten Hag
We
in.
love
We
him.
love him.
We support him fully. We want him to keep doing the good work he's doing with Manchester United. We even want him to bring that guy. Who's that? Oh, there's one old player B. Oh, Jones or whatever his name
Phil
is.
Jones. Phil
He should let
Jones.
him come back. We Jones, we need that guy
He should
back.
come back out of retirement.
We need that guy too back because they will help Manchester United. You know, they understand what it means to be defending the badge. They understand. They understand what it means to do that. So with Ten Hag going back for all of those players, and he just came in and just won one of the match. You should tell you what Ten Hag is doing with him. So we fully support him. We want you to keep him. Please don't sack him.
Premier top
Please
four
don't.
fans,
So
please
let's talk about the
ignore
philosophers.
Owusu and Mr. Chris. Ignore the both of them on this Ten Hag issue.
Okay, so let's talk about the philosophers' achievement this year. So they have the fewest points Man United has ever taken at this stage in 35 years. But the reason why he's a tactical genius is that he's trying to make sure that everyone believes that they are not going to do well. And he says something. A philosopher, listen to the philosophy. He says that don't judge me now, judge me at the end of the season. Yes, and every
It's
time
true.
he wins a trophy, he's going to win a trophy.
It's true.
Yes. And these guys will come crying when he wins. They'll be like, "Oh, Ten Hag, stay, stay, stay." Because when he won the FA Cup, everyone was happy.
Yeah.
You see, he'll give you the fewest points now. By the end of the
Yeah.
day, he wins a trophy. That's it. That's it.
The end justifies the means. He spent 2 years at Manchester United and he has delivered 2 trophies. So it's not bad for a coach, if you ask me, because we had a coach at Chelsea who strived so hard to get to the final and decided to lose. You know, it's not like the players let him down; he let himself down. So if you have Ten Hag, even when his players were trying to let him down with Sancho's issue, McTominay, Ronaldo, he's still trying to do it. He's won you 2 trophies in 2 years. What more can you ask for? What more, my brother?
I think we have to do a Ten Hag special. That
Yeah.
guy, the Socrates of coaches.
When you are doing
The
Ten Hag
Socrates
special,
of
invite
coaches.
all the Chelsea fans because it looks like there's a cahoot among Chelsea fans. On Twitter, like 2 days ago, I had Chelsea fans say, "Why do you want to sack him? He's the best." I'm like, and I've come to the podcast today, the same thing. So I need to find out where Chelsea fans had that meeting to insist that we keep Ten Hag in Manchester United. We need to find out.
So so so
their
in a
owners were
nutshell,
there. The owners were there.
in a nutshell, the match was just a disjointed match, nothing special to talk about. Let's move right into the Arsenal match. That's where we will talk about certain things. Arsenal versus Southampton. In one sentence, Michael, how do you see that match? Arsenal versus Southampton.
Well, it was at the beginning. It looked like a close game because the first half too, just like the Chelsea match, was a bit flat, you know. And last week, well, for those that missed our podcast last week, we were talking about Martinelli and his performance. You know, seeing him get to the score sheet, the first thing that came to my mind was like, okay, last week we said about Martinelli being the problem of, like, a few people saying him being the problem of Arsenal, but you know, Arsenal they are trying to get these results. But come on, like my Liverpool friend that is absent today will say, it's Southampton for crying out loud. Southampton for crying out loud. So they've always had like their way over Southampton. So I would say good results for them.
Okay, also in one sentence, don't be like coach. In one sentence, give me one sentence.
For Southampton, I'm highly disappointed in them because I think one of their last games against Arsenal before they were relegated, they drew 3-3. And this is a game that you managed to draw in the first 40 or so minutes. I think first half it was a draw, right? And then you come in and you just allow these people to just walk past you just like that. It's very disheartening because they were so compact at the back. They were attacking them the same way they were also attacking them because there's not really much difference in possession as compared to the other game. It's 59-41, and the shots on target, 29 shots from Arsenal, only 6 were on target, and they had only 2. They had only 8 on target, 2 shots and 2 on target. So it wasn't really much of a big deal. And the goals they considered, man, I don't know. Well, like they say, it's just Southampton. They let
I
us.
think for me, I think now there are so many philosophy coaches in our league. Our league is losing its identity. Where you go to these teams and you are shivering like what Chelsea just witnessed. Because where all the coaches will put away all their philosophies because they know they are meeting a big team now, they'll pack the bus and get a result. But in the first half, Southampton was so good, playing from the back, you know, getting to the front. Like tactically, they were playing like a big team. I'm like, these guys, are they sure of what they are trying to do? Don't they
Yeah.
know that at the end of the day, if
They,
Arsenal
they,
gets
they,
one chance, everything will change? I
I
don't know.
think in the first half, that was what they were trying to do. And in the early few, I think 10 minutes, they were being caught up because once they lost the ball, Arsenal were coming at them. And then I don't know what happened. They decided to start shooting wide, distributing long passes. Then everything got settled down. Then right after they came in the second half, they started the same things again. And mind you, when they were doing all of these things, they were doing with few players in the back, where you have like all most of your players in the third half of in the first half of the opponent's region, and then you have like 3 or 4 players coming up against 3 or 4 Arsenal players, and you were just trying to pass the ball around with a lot of space behind you, and that's where they got caught up with the first goal when Havertz got his chance to score. So these philosophy things, I don't think they are working anymore. Unlike the days where West Brom would just catch Chelsea 1-1 draw, boom, 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 and then it ends. Right now, people are doing let's play from the back, sweeper keepers, and and that. The football is losing the beauty of those things with this philosophy and what.
Okay, coach, your point of view
No,
as
no,
well on this
I
matter.
was happy with the. I don't know. It looks like Owusu is keeping the best for the last. I like the way he closed it. Like, football is strange, and I just divert a bit. Like when I'm coaching my boys, and someone like, no, coach, that's not how we do it. I'm like, I still think the traditional style of playing football still has. There's a reason the quality. Also, eh, it looks like football now is about copying. So because Pep is doing it, Liverpool is doing it. Like Owusu said, everybody wants to play from the back. That stuff is not built for everybody. Or we still remember like some of the problems of Arsenal last year, trying to do the zonal marking during corner. And I'm like, zonal marking, nobody has responsibility. Like if a big team can do that, you will not do that because for them to set their structure that way, they know what they want to achieve. You understand? So with smaller teams, I'll just give an example where the coach, the team I manage, they are not like the best. It looks like they are players that want to have fun. Unlike we play against teams that are like in the academy, they train every day. I work with schoolboys, and when I'm playing, I'm telling them that the philosophy is different. So if you are playing and you're a small team, you don't have the quality as the opponent. You don't just go at them. The formation on paper versus what Southampton was playing today was totally different. You come out with a 5-4-1 and you're playing like you're playing 3-4-3 because they were always trying to get at Arsenal. And Arsenal on the break, you're in trouble. So they were exposing the defense. So like Owusu has said, we cannot, like, I won't say win now, but these small teams should come up with their own philosophy because it looks like football now has a general perception. Everybody in the world wants to play from behind, even in the Ghanaian local league or in the Nigerian league. It doesn't work that way. Play according to your strength.
Okay, coach. The coach said something. He said we, and he corrected himself, but he's not wrong. You are in 14th, so you are part of the small teams now. So you should be packing the bus like you did it today. Every time, pack the bus
It's
and get
so
your
like
draw, get your free kick, and go home.
No,
Get your
but,
3
but,
points.
but when you have been
Yes,
playing
you are
that in
14th.
the second week of the podcast, I said it that we like to suffer, and I don't understand how we are a big team and we want to suffer. You don't play that.
I think the big teams are at the top. Or Ozu, am I
No,
lying?
I
The
have
big
I
teams are
have
at the top.
20
The small
titles. I
ones are
have
down.
20
So
titles. I'm still a big team, irrespective of my position. And in
you
this
see, you
same
see, you
podcast,
see.
you
The
said
thing
we
is
should
that
wait till the end of the season. I have 2 trophies in the last year.
yes,
You don't have
yes,
a
you have
trophy.
philosopher.
So I'm a big
You have
team.
experience of you have Socrates. You have Socrates, who is a coach. He understands that for now, you're a small team, you're on
You
14, so
don't
you have
need
to
the
defend.
Premier League.
You see, he's being realistic. The fans should also limit their expectation as well. You see, God. Okay, so guys, let's continue with the discussion. Havertz is doing well, which as a Chelsea fan, I'm surprised. The guy, what's happening? Owusu,
Well,
what are they having?
I think they are also saying Havertz needs love and what and what and what. But let me just tell them something. No coach, no manager, no dressing room staff, no player had any issues with Havertz. He brought everything that he has on himself by himself. Nobody did anything to him. He was so bad for Chelsea prior to leaving Chelsea, and I don't know why people are trying to shake Chelsea week in, week out that we let a fantastic player go. Yes, we knew he was a fantastic player and we were going for him at Bayer Leverkusen, but it didn't work out for us. It doesn't mean we have to stick to him. And thanks to God, if we had players who were not performing more than him, I would have been pained because we have Cole Palmer, who the world is talking about now. People are comparing him to the likes of Messi, how he thinks and all of that. And they are just waiting for him to explode. That was the kind of player we thought Havertz could be for Chelsea, but eventually it didn't turn out like that. So if he's in Arsenal doing his thing, that's fine. He scored 7 goals in 6 games or 7 straight games. Well, that's good for him. He's breaking records and making them. We are happy he's doing his thing, but we care less because we have a Cole Palmer who can do it. We have a Misha who if he wants to perform, who performs. So Havertz can go on and he can score 1,000 goals as far as we are concerned. We have Cole Palmer and the other guys, so they should do it. He's never going to win the league with Arsenal. It has never happened because we've had players that we've shipped them to Arsenal, they never performed. But when we take their players, we polish them and we make them great stars. Fabregas had a lot of years with them Arsenal. But when Fabregas is on the punditry thing, he identifies as a Chelsea fan, and it makes me happy. What more can make you happy than Fabregas identifying himself with you? And look at he's one of the best coaches coming up right now. So Havertz can do whatever he's doing. You don't care.
Okay, talking about Arsenal thing, coach, there's this hot debate on social media now. Saka versus Cole Palmer. Saka versus Cole Palmer. So now Saka is leading the assist chart now. Yes, he's leading the assist chart. The guy is just dashing out the assists left, right, center. And Cole Palmer is everywhere. He's second here, second there. He's everywhere. So, coach, what do you say about
You
that
know,
debate?
I always say that the problem I hate about football, modern day football, is statistics. It never works in anybody's favor. So it's like myself and Owusu and yourself, let's assume we play football. And we are all equally good, but statistics may even favor you that play less time or maybe play in a better team and all that. And I'll tell you why. Some time ago, we also in this podcast mentioned um Cole Palmer and why it looks like is not in the elite in any. They don't rate him as one of the elite in football, and that is because he started late. He broke into first team of Man City late. He has come to Chelsea now where he looks like he's getting a boy. So if you look at compared to Saka, Saka is like 3, 4, 5 years in the first team since I think it was like 16 or 17, playing and has been delivering. He has like practically carried Arsenal even before the Arteta days on his back. So comparing the both of them, personally, I think is unfair because they are two great players. They both bring different things to the club. Even for England, you can see that interestingly, Saka is still favored over Kopama. And the coaches will tell you because Saka has defensive tendencies. Also because Saka was a defender before. So, some of all these things can be very funny and how players approach the game. So that debate will be unfair. But if I were to make a pick right now, I think I'll go for Palmer, sadly. he just brings something different, just something different.
Okay, also, I'm not asking you. I know your answer, so I'm not asking. So let's go straight to the. Let's go straight to Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. These guys are just cruising on top with silence. I don't know. And their matches, there's no chaos. It's like what you are expecting from Liverpool, and you always get what you are expecting. These guys are calm, collected. Their matches are predictable. You can predict that they will not score many goals. You can predict that they are not conceding. It's like even the Man City matches are even chaotic. Unexpected things happen. But these guys, their matches, you know what is going to happen, and it happens. I'm sure the betting guys will enjoy their match, except the Wolves one, but they will enjoy their matches a lot. Coach, how did you see that match?
I'll tell you something about Liverpool. Anslot is lucky to inherit that team. So nobody should tell me, oh, he has not bought his players, because I don't know who is Anslot players that he wants to bring to the Premier League today that will excel. Now, what has just happened is he has just perfected the errors that Klopp would typically have made, because Klopp is all attacking. But if you see with Anslot, there's what they call moderation. We have to be careful when we are going forward. We have to be careful when we are coming backward. Everybody has to help each other. The attack has to come fully. We have to play maybe one on top in the middle, just so that we are not too deep. So the philosophies are different, and it's Liverpool. Like before the podcast, we're having our side comment, and I said that is what happens when you are on top. People that know how to be on top. And trust me, it's going to be very difficult to get those guys out. And in between, you've said, oh, Man City is chaotic. Immediately you made that statement, what came to my mind is this is what happened to Pep in Barcelona. I think the moment they won this Champions League and they've won 3 titles back to back, there's a bit of, okay, now let's try some things. So Man City right now, it looks like he's trying to do what they call reformation, because you can see now, it's almost like if Ederson wants to go, he can go. If he wants to go to Saudi Arabia, or if De Bruyne is thinking of going for money, well, that is a coach that at this stage, even if we don't win the league, let's see what other people have to bring on the table. Because if you also check from 2-3 seasons too, Man City are even still close, so they are close in competition. 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, by this time they were like 8th position. Like 2 seasons that they've come from 12th, the other time from 8th to win the league. So Liverpool, and Slot is not going to take the chance. This is his time to make a statement. And as long as he has his players fit, if he has his players fit, then I think he would nick this one. If he has his players fit.
Okay. So it looks like what I've seen is that Klopp relied on the attackers, but he's rather relying on the defense. Because they have the best defense now, and they don't score much. Because you look at the team on paper, you would think that they're going to give every team like 3, 4, 5, 6. But for some reason, he is believing in that the defense will be good enough, and then they can just score if they want to, and then close it up. Also, how are you seeing Liverpool so far?
Yeah, it hurts to say that they are really good. This is a performance where every fan will want their team to get. Even in tight situations where you feel we can't win this game, 1-0, we are down, we are done, and then we go away, we get a 3 points, and that's it. So, with what you said, with reference to that, when you inherit a team as good as Liverpool that has been built for these number of years, most of the players have played together. The very recent ones are even finding it easy around because there's a free flow of football. So if you have Salah, you have Diaz, you have Jota, you have all of these guys who can do um, the attacking work for you, and you realize previously they were conceding, although they were scoring, but they were conceding more. You don't have to do so much. Focus on the negatives. Just add a little touch to the positives, and I think you are good to go. That is what Anslot is doing right now, to keep opponents out, but also to hit them and just get the game going. So for Liverpool, you can't say so much about them because it's like, aside the Nottingham game, it's been all perfect for them, and they've considered just 2 goals, just 2 goals, the fewest you can ever imagine. But they may be trying to break Chelsea's record of conceding 15 in a league season or keeping 25 clean sheets. But my brother, it's never going to work. And mark my words, we are going to add 2 more goals to that. Whether we win or lose, they will concede 2 from us. We want to increase that that tally.
Okay, so but on that, on their defense, this will be the last thing, and then we end the podcast. On their defense, Alisson is injured. Is it going to affect them? Do you guys know any reports? How long is he going to stay out? Has anybody heard anything? Because one thing that is certain is that he's going to miss the Chelsea match. That's what the coach said, that he's going to miss the Chelsea match. But with his injury, is it really going to affect them, or they have one of the best number twos in the league anyway? How do you guys see it, coach? Yeah, coach, you're on mute.
Okay, thank you for that. So with the injury, the young goalkeeper for Liverpool has been doing very well. You know, even with his performance during the preseason, and he has had like a few games last season when Alisson was also out. I think it's Keller. Yeah, I think that's his name. The guy is okay. He's been holding the fort. And if you remember, when I always talk about defense, that a good defense make a good goalkeeper. A good goalkeeper makes a good defense. So like they have to be a blend. It's not like Alisson has like 20 shots on his post like every match and he's saving 18. So for the time for Keller to perform, he will do best. He has been there before, so I think he will hold the fort for the time that they need him. He's good enough to hold the fort.
Okay, guys. So it's been good. It's been good. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with this Socrates Ten Hag. That's his name now. The philosopher of our time. We are going to have a special. We are going through the international break, so we will have a lot of content, and I think we can dwell on some of his speeches and all that. What do you guys think? We can do a special for him because we love him so much. He's just a genius, and then yeah. So see you guys the same time next week. But then please don't forget to subscribe, comment. We want to hear your comments, your one sentence match review. Just say something there. Want to comment anything at all. If you're a United fan, you don't like how we are talking about your team, no problem. Comment. If you also want to be on the
Please
pod,
comment.
no problem.
Tell
Just
them we
let
are a
us know.
big
We will.
team. We're a big club in England.
So if you also want to be a part of this particular podcast, just let us know. We will reach out to you. Just comment and we will reach out to you. So thanks to everyone. We will see you again the same time next week. Thank you guys. Bye bye.